All right, Path of the Just, class number 6. Um, I just want to remind you that this, if you understand this book and you live this book, you'll achieve the highest levels that a man can achieve. And you have to understand how precious it is. I know it might be a little bit annoying, just my reading and giving some comment there and there, but if you go through this book day after day, years after years, your life will be different. So be excited, continue, and just follow the classes, and you see more and more good and come from it. It's really a treasure. Last time we mentioned at the end, we didn't expand so much on it, but we said something very powerful, that if someone basically works on the work of the Mesilat Yesharim, on the path of the just, and he wins all the battles of the good versus evil, and which this book helps us achieve, then we say that he will leave this place in a way, the dimension in which he lives now, and he will enter a different dimension, the light of life, and this something that is very powerful, because it's saying that even in this world, it's not talking in the world to come. The world to come, of course, that you get the reward and all that, but here, already in this world, you can start experiencing Gan Eden. You can start experiencing paradise. You can experiencing the world to come. So this is something that people are very not aware of, that you can live in this world and still live on a completely different level. So he's telling you, if you are successful in working on yourself, you're going to live very close to God in this world, experience God in this world, and experience the world on a much higher level. So now we're continuing, and he's going a little bit deeper into it. He says, if you delve more deeply into the matter, you will see that this world was created for man's use. Man, however, confronts a crucial test, for if he allows himself to be allured by this world and drawn away from his creator, he will be debased and debase the world along with himself. So it's very scary, but he's saying it's not, you're created for this, the world was created for you, and therefore the whole world, the entire world, is dependent on you. So it's like you're attached to the world, like you're next to your friend. If you're in a happy mood, you're gonna affect your friend with your happy mood. If you're in a bad mood, you're gonna affect your friend with a bad mood. So same thing, the world is directly attached through your soul, through your body. Your body is made of the 4 elements which exist in the world: fire, water, air, and earth, dust. And basically, you are entirely connected to the world, and if you mess up, the world gets messed up. And when we look at the world, all the global warming and the catastrophes and the problems that exist in the world, it's not just a consequence of misusing the world physically, it's also misusing the world emotionally, spiritually, and the world gets affected by that and reacts. Mother Earth reacts, so to speak, to our actions, and it needs to be fixed. Now, that's one of the reasons why when God killed everyone at the time of Noah, he killed all the animals and the whole world. I mean, there's different opinions. It was the whole world, a part of the world, but whatever happened, it was not just man that was affected and died. It was also all the living creatures on earth, and the earth itself, the trees and all that needed purification. So that's an example of that understanding. But if he masters himself, cleave to his creator, and uses the material world only as an aid to serve him, this is why you should have the reason why you're going to have pleasure in this world, the reason why you're going to use this world. Whenever you're going to use the physical world, it has to be because you want to serve him. How is this going to help me come close to God? If this is going to help me come close to God, then I should not use it. I should not take this pleasure if this pleasure is not going to help me come close to God. So in a way, before every action we do, you should ask yourself, is this something that's going to bring me closer to God? Obviously, we're not always on that level, but even if you're not on a level and say, I'm going to watch a movie, I'm going to eat that extra piece of cake or that, so tell yourself, is this going to help me come close to God? No, it's not. And I'm therefore misusing the world, but at least I'm aware of it. If you ignore it, you just do things without being aware of it, it's much worse. So know that you're doing something wrong, and then there's a chance to change. Otherwise, no chance. You get used to it, and it becomes part of you, like an addiction. So he will be elevated, and the world itself will be elevated along with him. So if we, human beings, become spiritual, the whole world is going to transform into a spiritual stage. It's going to be a switch. And that's why we say that when Moshiach comes, after 6,000 years, the whole world is going to shift, not just physically, but spiritually, meaning everything is going to change. We're going to start becoming more spiritual. The world is going to be a more spiritual place. We're going to be able to have more power, abilities to affect the world through not just physical powers, but also with our intellectual, emotional powers, and spiritual powers, obviously. Sun bias. For it confers great nobility on all creatures to serve the complete man, one who has been sanctified with the sanctity of his Creator. So the whole world is here for you to serve, to help you serve the Creator. So if you become a more spiritual being, then the world is gonna become more spiritual by definition, in order so that you can enhance everything you're doing, elevate even more what you're doing. This is similar to what our sages, may they be blessed, said regarding the light that the Holy One, blessed be He, stored away for the righteous. When the light saw that the Holy One, blessed be He, had stored it away for the righteous, it rejoiced. So God, at the beginning, created a special light, very spiritual light, a level of life that is beyond what we can even imagine. And it was stored away because God was afraid that it was going to be misused. If you have a super powerful, let's say, nuclear bomb in your hand, it can destroy in the wrong hands, in the wrong hand of evil, then it can destroy the whole world. So God stored this very spiritual powers, very spiritual gift that human beings can use, and He kept it away for the world to come, and so that the evil people are not going to take it and misuse it and waste it. So we'll have access to it after we die. As the verse states, the light that is designated for the righteous rejoices. As we say, we can access some of it before you actually die. All right, such is my position regarding this issue. It is confirmed by many proofs from both reason and the dicta of our rabbis, may their memory be blessed, as to the reason, the very objections we have but put forward to our opponent's view are all decisive proofs to our own. The proofs from rabbinic dicta are from those I have already mentioned in the course of my discussion. The Mishnah statement, this world is like an antechamber before the world to come. Prepare yourself to the antechamber so you may enter the banquet hall, and that of the Talmud, today to do them and tomorrow to receive their reward. Additionally, so all those are quotes from the rabbis about that there's a two-step process that we're here as a preparation for the world to come, preparation to have full, the highest level of pleasure. It has to be earned, it has to be fought for, it has to be desired, it has to be, you have to put effort into it, and then you can access the powerful world. What is scary is that we are all looking to live something incredible. Some people are desperate and they take drugs and they do crazy adrenaline type of things, skydiving, all that. People are looking for intense emotion, intense stuff. People are ready to take risk. Those are the people who are motivated and looking for that. They don't necessarily know that that's what they're looking for, but they're looking for something super intense. And that's here. There's access to it. We have to know the steps, and He's teaching us the steps. And the main, as we're going to see, it's mostly working on our character traits. However, all the other people who have no idea even that they are looking for something like that, they are like numb and dead or in this world, and it's very hard for them. A lot of them are depressed and sad. We have to wake up people and push them, say, yes, there is a purpose, you're here for a reason, there is something greater, there's something so powerful, and we have to motivate the world to go after it. Additionally, God is what our creator, our source of everything, of energy, of pleasure, of love, of happiness. That's what we should all go after. Additionally, he who toils on the eve of the Shabbos will feast on the Shabbos. These and many other dicta and midrashim all employ the same mode of expression. The reason why God created 6 days of the week and then a 7th day where he stopped working and it was for us to experience that concept that there's work and then there's the experience of the work you did. That's the path to the true pleasure. And every week we are reminded, not just the Jews, the non-Jews too, all over the world, everybody has 7 days a week. Interesting. Why not 8? Why not 20? Why not 3? Because God created the world in 7 days. Even though people might not recognize that, it comes from the Bible, and the entire world since forever have had 7 days a week. And most sect or religion have 1 day of rest. Even non-Jews who don't believe in God have at least 1 day of rest, the Sunday usually. So the whole world works with that system, that is 6 days, and on the 7th day you experience the pleasure of the work that you have done. You relax, you enjoy. Same thing, we work and then we go on vacation. We work our whole year to go 2-3 times on vacation. So we are. It's ingrained in the system that this is how I work. We know the more effort we put, the more I work out, the more I'm gonna have fruits and pleasure, money for my vacation. This is exactly the same thing. That's why God created those concepts. So they compare this world to a place and time of preparation, and the world to come to a place of tranquility and partaking of the already prepared. That's why when Shabbat comes, we have to have everything prepared already. This is the end. You cannot work anymore. When you die, when the 6,000 years are going to be over, you can't work anymore. That's it. Now you're only going to experience what you have worked for. So if you prepare the party, if you don't prepare everything before people come, there's going to be no party. Nobody's going to want to stay at your party. So here you're preparing your own party. If you don't prepare the food and the lights and the music and all that, the DJ, the clothing, whatever, you're not going to have a party when you die. So you better get ready and prepare it now, because who knows when you die. Okay, you can surely see the difference between our opponent's view and ours. I mean to say the difference in implication. So we've been those two parts. Some people think that we're here for this world and for all of the pleasure of this world. We have to learn how to enjoy the pleasure in this world. And so there's a difference. It's two different paths, two different way of living. In our opponent's view, the primary purpose of man's existence in this world is to be sated of its good, whereas the mitzvahs are necessary for him only to order his own state and that of his society. So, meaning that if, according to the other one opinion, is you're created for this one, you try to enjoy this world as much as possible, and the right way to enjoy this world is to do the commandments and the mitzvahs and to learn Torah, and that's how you're really going to enjoy this world. And then you die in a world to come. But now, in this view, his deeds ought not to be judged so exactingly. To the contrary, much should be waived and overlooked, both in regard to his delinquency and in positive commandments and his violation of negative commandments. For whatever does not pertain to a thing's ultimate end is not too essential and necessary. So long as one does not deviate too much from these obligatory norms, he ought not to be scrutinized and treated exactingly. This may be compared to... So he's saying... trying to make sure I'm not mistaking what he's trying to say. The opponent's view and ours. I mean to say the difference in our opponent's view, the primary purpose of man's existence in this world is to be saved of its good, whereas the mitzvahs. Now, in this view, right? So they're saying in this view, even if you make mistake and there are ups and downs, in the view of the Ramchal, which is of the Chassid, which is that you are aiming to come to a world to come, and all his a preparation, you're not going to be judged, be so exact in everything you're doing here, because you have a goal. As long as, even if you make mistake, as long as you are working towards your goal, then God is going to punish you for every little details, because you're actually focusing on the ultimate purpose, and at the end is what you have achieved. Yeah, there were ups and downs, but you successfully accomplished your task of reaching the world to come. So it'll be easier for you to be judged. If you live for this world, then everything has to be judged here, every little detail, because if you didn't enjoy that or that, then you're going to be punished very severely. So this may be compared to lead and team dealers who, when waiting, will ignore a litra or half a litra, and will suddenly ignore grains and quarter grains that people weighing gold and pearls may close attention to. I made a mistake. I mean, this was still according to this view. So he's not saying that. He's saying that if you live for this world, I made a mistake. So if you live for this world, he's saying that Hashem is not going to be exacting with everything. Oh, okay, I understand. My mistake. So because all those things you are doing here have nothing to do with the ultimate goal, therefore the goal is not really that this is a preparation for the to come. Therefore, since it's not a preparation for the to come, you're here just for here. Even if you make mistake, it's not gonna change much, because at the end it's not helping you to reach the world to come. So therefore, it's not gonna be very exacting in what you do. So, but in our view, he says, the fundamental purpose of man's existence in this world is solely to keep the mitzvot, serve God, and withstand trial. The pleasure of this world serves only to aid and assist him in being tranquil and composed. So everything here in this world is only to keep the mitzvot, to serve God, and to go through the test. So and therefore all the pleasure that you're here are only here for you to be ready. And able to survive this world and help you go through, so that you can achieve the world to come and be prepared for it. So that he may turn his heart to that service for which he is responsible. In this view, it is fitting that his deeds be weighted according to the standard used for gold, and even more exactingly. So you're actually going to be judged very precisely, because everything you do, if you don't use it for the ultimate purpose, it's actually a misuse, and you're misusing this world, and it prevents you from having the pleasure in the world to come. So you were only given those things in order to use it as a preparation. In this, because they affect man's ultimate end, they are most necessary and basic. So you have. If you don't use this word properly, it's like you have wasted an opportunity. Each time you take a pleasure and don't use it properly, let's say you eat and don't use it properly, you could have used that food to come closer to God in the world to come, to have come closer. So you're it's like someone makes a big party for the wedding to happen. So if at the end you don't get married, then the whole party was wasted and it goes to the garbage. So that's really what's happening. That's why it's so Hashem is even more precise into our actions. Because they affect man's ultimate end, they are most necessary and basic. They are in this regard like any factor that affects an end. Any slight deviation in such a factor can have significant ramifications when it comes time for the end to be realized. This is clear. For an end results only from the confluence of all the available means that brought it about, and the end engendered by these means will vary with their potency and the way they were employed. This is obvious, such is the view. I have propounded it to you. If you can take issue with it, speak, for I am listening. So the Chacham said, I cannot take issue with it, for I consider it sound and correct, and many aspects of the Torah attest to it. Okay, I think it's a good time to stop. That'll be your last piece for that chapter, and we will continue the next piece another time. Be'ezrat Hashem, Baruch Adonai L'olam, Amen, Amen.